Hey, we're back. So, unfortunately, as usual, I'm tied up. So, I'm going to do as much as I can before I got to go take care of some IRL work stuff. But today, I believe, going off my outline, we are working on the philosophical aspect of Saber Lily. So, we'll get this started. Worst comes to shove, I'll be able to finish that little section tomorrow. But I'd say we're about halfway done with this narrative. So, we're making good progress. If I can get at least a section done a day, we should be good. Friday, I'll have a little bit more time because we're getting off of work early on Friday, so we're pretty much good to go. So let's start this. Give myself like 20 to 25 minutes worth of work, then I gotta go take care of some stuff. Okay, let's see. So we're doing a philosophical approach. Okay, let's think about this for a sec. Hmm. All right, let me just read this over again. Okay. Shit. Okay. All right, so let's start this. Hmm. From a philosophical point of view, Lily eventually Lily eventually starts between starts to see the gaps between she starts to see the gaps between what she well because Lily is optimistic as hell, like what she hopes for. She starts to see the gap between what she hopes for and uh and what the world around her will allow. So it's embodies the sense of oh, hold on. As usual, I'm always on duty. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm still waiting for the box so I can send this laptop to get fixed. It's getting kind of dicey now. I'm not even moving this thing at this point because if I unplug it, it's probably game over. Like this that nonsense is not charging. Like it's really not. Like it's charging now, but that can just stop at any moment. This is why I'm not doing very lengthy streams. And well, that's kind of a lie because I'm still doing pretty lengthy sprite animation streams. But normally, when I do have to do IRL work, I have to use my laptop. So, depending on if I get a chance to charge it, will determine whether or not I have enough streaming time. And of course, if IRL doesn't get in my way. So, just like a future self, Lily embodies the sense. She embodies The ideals. We're still working on the horror video on the gays. We're about halfway done. Still putting things together, but we're getting there. So today's Wednesday. By Friday, I should be able to finally start doing closed captioning. Then possibly Sunday, I'll get it released. Then onwards to the next project, which will probably be the art of storytelling, which is going to be a relatively short series. We're gonna do Parasite Eve. One, not two, and definitely not their birthday. It's funny. I'm saying that she embodies the ideals of justice, fairness and honor. Fairness coming from the person who can, I know for plot purposes, we know why she does it. But Saber, you could seal your sword with wind. To the untrained eye, like holy shit, that's kind of fucked. Excuse my French. Lily embodies the ideals of just like her future self. Lily embodies the ideals of justice, fairness, and honor. But as Lily sees the cracks begin, in a sense, begin to show. In those ideals. But as Lily proceeds in her growth, the cracks begin to show in those ideals. I'm gonna do a funny angle here. I think. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do a very funny angle. No, no matter how hard, how hard she trains, how hard she trains, no matter how much she envisions a perfect kingdom, reality sets in. Reality sets in. In a way, in a way, this is it's there's a lot of foreshadowing here. This is another foreshadowing. In a way, this is another foreshadowing because the role she will inherit Jesus. You know it's bad when you start whiffing words like that. Give me a second. Do 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 do. From a philosophical point of view, Lily eventually starts to see the gap between what she hopes and what she hopes for. I should probably put for. I'm a dumbass. Always proofread your stuff. You see weird mistakes like that. Lily eventually starts to see the gap between what she hopes for and what the world around her will allow. Just like her future self, Lily embodies the ideals of justice, fairness, and honor. But as Lily proceeds in her growth, the cracks begin to show in those ideals. No matter how hard she trains, no matter how much she envisions a perfect kingdom, reality sets in. Sometimes things don't go the way we envision. In a way, this is another foreshadowing because the role she will eventually inherit was one filled with. How do I want to wear this? How do I want to wear this? In a way, this is a foreshadowing because the role she wants to inherit is filled with. It wouldn't be one of these Saber Lily streams if I didn't call out Mordred. Poor Mordred. Hmm. Now we could take a very funny angle with this. Decisions. Eventually, eventually, she will realize. She will realize the decisions meant to serve the kingdom, meant to serve the kingdom, may dissatisfy somebody because no one's ever going to be happy. It's funny because I have Elden Ring music in the background, like, and I quote: "Besides blatant genocide, America's a very terrible, terrible, terrible leader. Everything was for the Golden Order. Forget everybody else." Those horror set, yeah, they definitely wronged me. So let's do some high level genocide and leave poor Mesmer in the realm of shadows. You're not coming back for him. America is terrible. That's long story short. America is terrible. But anyways, all her all her all her scheming and plans were for the Golden Order until she went Google for Cocoa Puffs, and everybody else was pretty much, yeah, fuck you, we don't care. Like, any decision meant to help the kingdom could be unsatisfactory to somebody else. No one's ever truly happy. Damn. Fuck. All right. Let's do like 10 more minutes. I definitely got to get moving. I can add more to this later, but there's definitely more I can add to this. And then she'll realize that the decision meant to serve the kingdom, serve the kingdom, serve the kingdom. Unfortunate will always leave someone unsatisfied. always see someone unsatisfied. In that, also, also, ooh, I'm gonna throw some shade here. Also, also will realize, she will realize that loyalty can't be secured with good intentions. Loyalty not secured with good intentions. And unfortunately, in fortunately, I got I got to put in a tie in there. Give me a moment to think about this. In most and and more importantly, most importantly, not being able to properly deal situations may lead to disastrous. Yeah, Jesus Christ, we're gonna ignore all of that right now because I'm just whiffing. I'm just whiffing everything right now. And there's our throwing shade to Mordred. In a way, in a way, this can be seen. In a way, this can be seen as someone who has faced responsibility too soon. Again, the biggest thing about Lily is she's immature still, but eventually she is going to lead right into Saber. And as we've seen, Saber wasn't the best leader. Like, she definitely was not the best leader. In her, for example, Victoria realized deals. Fuck. Okay. Shit. Give me a second. I was ready to that. Work, work, work. All right. Let me finish this last thought right here, and then we'll start wrapping it up because I got to respond to that. But we got a good chunk of it done. So, for example, Artoria realized that ideals alone cannot carry you. Ideals alone cannot carry you. That eventually, God, here we go again with the Mordred. Eventually, you will have to make. You will to make decisions that will leave others disappointed. That will leave others disappointed. Pretoria. Victoria found out the hard way that you cannot. Fuck. You cannot save everyone, or you cannot save or satisfy. Or Lily, who hasn't gotten to that point. For Lily, who hasn't gotten to that point. For Lily, who hasn't gotten to that point, this is not just a lesson, but a start of an existential journey. Yep, that's good. All right, so fortunately, I do have to go take care of this. I won't be able to read this. There's gonna be a lot of grammatical errors because I've kind of had to speed run this last section. So tomorrow we'll do more. I know this is relatively short, but we got a good chunk of this section. We got a lot of this section done. Like there's a lot. So tomorrow when I get back, tomorrow when I do more of this, we'll finish up the philosophical section. Then we'll move on to the next section. Jeez, blessing. Anyways, I'll try to stream later tonight. IRL calls. I'll see people later. Have a good rest of your